in either stance, that's a real problem for Canelo because he will just be switching, and you don't know where the shots are coming from, and it's so easy for him to do so. And I think the thing that really made me appreciate him is there's many times where I've seen people try and trade with him and slug it out and...
I don't know if it's reachable for him. If anybody can do it, it's him, and I'm contradicting myself. I just don't see it happening, you know? Could it happen? Yeah, it's boxing.
Terence Crawford is reportedly working with Gennady Golovkin in preparation for his upcoming showdown with Canelo Álvarez, a move that has captured major attention in the boxing world. The partnership is set to focus on enhancing Crawford's power, timing, and overall ring IQ, with Golovkin's vast experience serving as a guiding force. This collaboration could give Crawford the added edge he needs as he gears up for one of the toughest challenges of his career. When experts analyze Terence Crawford, they don't see an ordinary fighter. They see a rare talent who blends speed, timing, and an extraordinary ability to read his opponents. Renowned for his seamless stance switches and mid-fight adjustments, Crawford possesses a skill set that few boxers in history have truly mastered. His ring IQ is often considered near genius level, as he methodically dismantles opponents with precision. Many observers point to his adaptability and sharp awareness as qualities that make him stand out, elevating him beyond most fighters in the sport. To them, Crawford isn't just great. He's remarkable in the way he controls every fight with intelligence and strategy.
But if there is anyone who can do it, it's Terence "Bud" Crawford, a man who survived getting shot in the head, for God's sakes. Like, he is not normal. He is a wizard of boxing. He's got genius IQ, one of the smartest boxers I've ever seen, and he can do it all. He's had over 40 fights. I can't ever remember seeing him, like, shook or worried. I mean, this is, you know, trained killers trying to take his head off, and he never looks out of pocket. He is like a rapper who just turns up and figures out his lines on the fly and still makes it sound like the best song you've ever heard. Like, that's how amazing he is. Like, I've never seen anyone who can fight out both stances the way Crawford can. I mean, he looks so natural in either stance. That's a real problem for Canelo because he will just be switching, and you don't know where the shots are coming from, and it's so easy for him to do so. And I think the thing that really made me appreciate him is there's many times where I've seen people try and trade with him and slug it out, and you know, when they stand in the pocket and they just go for it. And even in those situations where usually both of you are getting hit, he still manages to hit and not get hit. It's like he's in the Matrix. And this isn't against average fighters. This is against the best in the world at 4 different weight classes, and he's made it look easy pretty much every time he's moved up. I think in the Errol Spence fight, that was a fight that was supposed to be 50-50. The pressure was on. A lot of people thought he was going to lose that fight. He made that look like a boxing lesson, and the reason is when Errol Spence would throw a punch and not get out of the pocket quick enough, he would make them pay every single time. And if people are worried about Canelo's feet being slow, if there's anyone who can punish that, it's Terence "Bud" Crawford. In terms of weaknesses, these guys, they don't really have weaknesses. They've just got things that they maybe not as amazing at. That's the level we're talking here. Canelo has been accused of being a bit of a slow starter, and, you know, that could be a problem in this fight.
Mikhail Fox emphasized that the biggest obstacle for Terence Crawford against Canelo Álvarez is the weight, as moving up to face a naturally bigger, stronger opponent presents clear challenges. The size difference could give Canelo an advantage in applying physical pressure, limiting Crawford's ability to engage in strength-based exchanges. However, Fox stressed that beyond this factor, Crawford holds the upper hand in nearly every technical aspect. His sharp footwork creates frustrating angles, his precise jab sets the rhythm, and his elite timing allows him to exploit even the smallest mistakes. Coupled with one of the highest ring IQs in modern boxing, Crawford's adaptability and ability to adjust strategies mid-fight make him a dangerous matchup for Canelo. If he can neutralize the physicality and prevent Canelo from controlling the fight with power shots, Crawford's all-around skills give him a very real chance to outclass and defeat the Mexican superstar.
I would like to see Bud pull it off. The thing about it is, I think the only disadvantage Bud really has is the weight. I think he has all the skills and attributes that are required to beat a guy like Canelo Álvarez. Canelo's kind of flat-footed. You've seen the fights with Bivol and Laura and even School, who didn't do much, but you see that movement irritates Canelo. You know what I'm saying? When dudes that know how to control the range and stuff like that, he didn't look like the world beater. You know what I mean? The motherfuckers that sat in front of him, them dudes that sat in front of him, we see what he did with him. You know what I mean? But guys like Bivol, who was bigger, but he bouncing in and out. Laura, motherfucking landing counter lefts, and he's circling out, and that shit was, you know, fucking with Canelo. Floyd, you know, it probably killed Canelo that Floyd was always only an inch away.
Yep.
Just a little step back, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, God damn, I feel like I missed by a mile.
That's
so,
crazy because he didn't use no movement.
Right.
He stood in the pocket on it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Triple G was. You said G? Triple G?
No. I said Floyd didn't use no movement.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. He was always where he needed to be in the ring. He was always where he needed to be in the ring. I'm in there to land, then I'm just right here. In there to land, but now I'm right here. It was a bad motherfucker, Joe. Like that's what we never gotta understand. Floyd was a bad motherfucker. But the movement, having good feet under you, helps against Canelo.
When new training photos of Terence Crawford's physique appeared online, Showbiz the Adult noted the mix of curiosity and skepticism they sparked. The images showed Crawford in peak form, with a noticeably defined and muscular build. Yet, questions quickly arose about whether the photos were genuine or digitally enhanced. Some fans speculated they might have been exaggerated to unsettle Canelo Álvarez ahead of their showdown. While Crawford has always been known for his disciplined preparation, such a striking physical transformation fueled debate. The reaction underscores how closely fans and analysts scrutinize every detail leading into a super fight of this magnitude.
And shredded wheat and amazing. Is this photo photoshopped? Because this photo that Ilia Topuria posted of Terence Bud Crawford is the latest photo we've seen, and he looks just less impressive in this photo. Well, the question is really, when were the photos taken? All right. So when you look at this photo and you look at this photo and look at this video of Terence Crawford with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh as Terence Crawford is working out, supposedly just yesterday, right? Which one is Terence Crawford's latest appearance? Because even though this is the latest photo you've seen, doesn't mean this is when the photo was taken. The only reason why people are confused is because this latest photo seems to have been taken in Vegas. And we're approaching fight week and Terence Crawford is already in Vegas. Hence the video with him with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh in Vegas. Now, let me explain all of this. Well, first you got to look at the hairstyles, right? Terence Crawford in this photo from Ilia Topuria, his hairstyle is totally different than this hairstyle here with Terence Crawford shredded wheat. It is also different than his hairstyle that he has here in the gym with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. You can tell because you can tell how the hair braid, like how it's parted in this photo, and in this photo, they're more parted down the middle, where this video, it's slanted. It's in like a diagonal slant, which I'm thinking is his latest.
Adam Smith explained why he gives Terence Crawford the edge over Canelo Álvarez, stressing that timing will be the deciding factor. He noted that boxing isn't just about skill, but also about facing opponents at the right or wrong stage of their careers. In Canelo's case, years of grueling fights against elite competition have inevitably worn on his body. Though still extremely skilled, Smith believes Canelo's speed, explosiveness, and sharpness are no longer what they once were. Crawford, on the other hand, is in what many see as the prime of his career. Undefeated, full of momentum, and showing no signs of decline. He remains hungry, motivated, and eager to prove himself against the very best. According to Smith, this alignment of form, energy, and ambition gives Crawford a crucial advantage. He sees the timing of the fight working against Canelo, with Crawford meeting him at a point where the Mexican star's sharpness has slightly diminished, making it the perfect moment for Crawford to cement his greatness.
To be in Vegas to see, I think Terence Crawford beats Canelo, and I think that it's going to be his coming out party. I'd love to be there, and Canelo, of course, an all-time great. But listen, I love Ireland, and I'm pleased to be in Belfast with DAZN for Crocker and Donovan. There's something about an all-Irish fight which is fantastic, and it was great and controversial first time around. It's even bigger now, so yeah, let's chat over there and get on with it.
Just a quick one on Canelo Crawford. I heard you pick Crawford. You just said it there. How much of that is down to timing and how much of that is down to styles?
A bit of both. I think Canelo is approaching 70 fights. He's been beaten before. Crawford remains undefeated. I think that the jump up is big, but I think he's got the speed, the IQ, the experience, the know-how to be able to handle it. If he's switched on for every minute of every round, I think he wins, and I think he announces himself to the world on Netflix. And I think he deserves it. I think Terence Crawford's only been really known to the trade fans. Canelo, obviously, a bigger name, bigger star, and look, I fancy Crawford in this fight. Look, nothing against Canelo. Maybe it's a little bit of time in the skull fight. I don't know, but there's plenty that fancy Canelo. Be too big, too strong, too good. It's Crawford for me.
On TalkSport Boxing, the debate over Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Crawford grew heated, with some pundits suggesting that if Crawford suffers a decisive loss, it could mark the end of his career at the elite level. While some argue that Canelo's size and relentless pressure might be too much for Crawford, others counter that Crawford's skill, adaptability, and ring intelligence could expose Canelo's flaws. The discussion highlighted the divided opinions within the boxing community, but the most striking point was the bold claim that a defeat might shut the door on Crawford's future in marquee fights, underscoring just how high the stakes truly are in this matchup.
So, yeah, there's a big argument that Canelo Álvarez starts the favourite going into this one because he's the super middleweight world champion. Bud Crawford jumping up to two weight divisions, and he's jumped up a weight division before that as well, beating Errol Spence. You just look at it and go, it's a massive ask here for Terence Crawford. But something inside me tells me he wins, and we'll get into that later on.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But in the meantime, Canelo, as ever, has left no stone unturned. He's been training at altitude in Sierra Nevada, looking to get the maximum body stamina and preparation advantage. It's something that he's used to. And, of course, he's going to effectively be the home fighter because Tex-Mexers will be up in their numbers from Texas. Also, Hispanic fans from all around the United States. The fight is being made on Mexican Independence Day. I don't think you have to be a great crystal ball gazer to know where the bulk of the crowd is going to be rooting when they step out inside those ropes and their names are bellowed out by the ringside announcer afterwards.
Listen, even though the fight happens in America and Terence Crawford is American, it is going to be so pro-Mexican there, because Canelo is accepted. He's like an adopted son there, and Mexican Independence Day, all of that goes so much in favour of Canelo Álvarez. You go, actually, the guy that's a four-division world champion and a superstar of the sport and American will start probably the fan favourite will definitely be Canelo Álvarez.
Yeah, definitely. And he's been training with somebody, sparring with a man who he thinks replicates Crawford's style in sparring many rounds against Yaron Ennis.